When I got to the UK, the first week, second week, I actually thought of going back to Ghana.
Why?
The reason I wanted to go back to Ghana is because if I remember the time I moved from the village to the city where I have to start everything new in the city, I became scared because I realized that I have to come through a new beginning again. And that chapter is very difficult in everyone's life, except you come from a family where everything is all smooth. But for some of us, where we come from, it's not easy. So when I got in the country the first, second week, I didn't see myself doing it. So I wanted to go back. But then I told myself, no, you're a fighter. You are in it. You need to fight and survive it. So yeah, I had to push through. My name is Prince Dovi. I'm a professional barber, popularly known as the PhD Barber 1. Barbering is the only job I have done my whole life. I've cut hair for over 22 years. I started cutting hair when I was a little child, back in the village. Yeah, that's the only thing I love to do. Sometimes I feel like I can't see myself doing any other job. I can do another business, but certainly not any other job, because I will not enjoy it. I love my country. I love Ghana so much. Ghana is peaceful, a very loving place to be, and that's where I spent my whole life. Well, there was a time in my life that I desperately wanted to travel abroad, but at a certain stage too, then I've gotten rid of that idea. I just wanted to be in Ghana because by God's grace I was doing well somehow. I was doing well. Well, we all believe that traveling abroad is the best and is good, so everyone actually wants to travel abroad. But at a certain stage, when I became comfortable in Ghana and I felt like I should just do business in Ghana and not to come to the UK or to go to America or wherever, that idea of me trying to travel outside abroad got disappeared. There's a good friend and a brother of mine, his name is Kweku Image. All my days in Ghana. He traveled to the UK almost about 7 years ago, and he likes to talk to me about me coming to the UK because it will be good and better for me to be in the UK. So in 2023, the same person made that vision came through, because I remember one time, 2023, I was actually sleeping, and he called me, and brought up an idea that I have to come. I mean, we had to go back and forth because I was actually not ready. But still, he wanted me to make it up to here. And then he made that dream came true. And that's how come I came to the UK. I currently do not regret at all, and I'm extremely happy traveling outside my country, Ghana, to the UK, because to begin with, I felt like I was getting too comfortable in Ghana, and sometimes it's dangerous to live in a comfort zone. Yes, so when I traveled outside the country and I got to the UK, initially it was really, really rough. If you travel outside, everyone that travels outside will tell you this: your first, second month, 1 year definitely will not be smooth. So I regretted my decision that I traveled, because when you're back home, you think that if you travel abroad, it's like the moment you get in the country, everything is all green and you're just going to enjoy and everything will be smooth. But when I got here and I saw the reality that what was projected is not actually what it is, I felt like I should hit back, because that is going to take me through an extreme, fresh beginning. And I couldn't see myself doing it because I felt like I've built up to a certain level in Ghana. So to come back to the same point where, like I said, I moved from the village to the city, it was really tough. So it was a decision that I really had to think through. But thanks to my big brother, he's in America, his name is Kwekuboga. You know, I call him father. I love him so much because he advised me, he always encouraged me, he always helped me push through. And I also spoke to him. And yes, I felt like it's difficult, but I have to go through it. And I made it. You know, I made it. Now, where I have not achieved everything that I'm looking for, it's now still a fresh or a starting point for me, but now, by God's grace, I've moved. And it was so quick. It was so quick. The transition period was so quick for me to move from that stage to where I am now. There's not a wise thing to do for anyone to do is to sell your properties and say you're traveling abroad. Because you travel abroad with the hopes of coming to make money to go and have properties in your country. So why would you want to sell your properties just to travel abroad? Plus, like I always say, anyone that has traveled or in abroad, if you ask this person, there's nothing like the moment you travel abroad, everything is just going to be green. No. Sometimes I ask myself, if I wasn't a barber, how would I have been able to make properties in my next 10, 20 years? Because for what I've seen in this country, if you are not doing, you know, some serious jobs in this country, and you have to go through the cleaning and then the average jobs, that one will just make you live hand to mouth, like you just pay your bills and your food and all of that stuff. I don't think you're going to make any big money to be able to raise another money to go and build or buy a house in Ghana like you had before you sold it to travel abroad. So I don't think it's a wise idea for anyone to sell what they have. If the opportunity comes for you to travel and it is not going to cost you your life savings or your lifetime achievement in Ghana, it is good to explore. It is good to travel. It is good to see new places, do new things, and to continue with what you already have. But to sell them and travel, no, I don't think that is good. I would not say to be a barber in Ghana, you definitely have to travel to the UK or the US or the Canada or any other European country to do well. No, I don't think so. You can do well everywhere in Ghana. You can do so well. Ghana is a place you just have to know how to play the game because, well, even in this country, you have to learn how to play the game. Life is like that. That's why I said life is relative. You just have to know what to do at every stage in your life. You can't say, oh, I have to be here. No. There are people that travel abroad and then their life came to a standstill. People travel abroad, they had a good life. People who are in Ghana, they've never traveled before. They are doing the same thing you're doing and they are making properties. They are making it big, you know. And people have also traveled abroad and they've not been able to do anything. I will never ever advise anyone to go through the desert, to go through hell, to get to abroad. I wouldn't. The reason is, as a person, sit down and ask yourself questions. If you can't sit down, sit in front of a mirror. Talk to yourself. what can I do? Because there are young guys in Ghana who are doing well. There are young girls in Ghana who are doing well. We are making excuses. I saw this guy and I asked him a simple question. Your current situation now, if you knew this before you traveled to the UK, would you have traveled? He said no. I've asked these questions like a couple of times with different people, and the answer is no. You see, that is because we think you have to do everything humanly possible to get to the UK, but no, or to get to America, Canada, or whatever. But if you ask me, you have to do the very same thing you're doing in Ghana. So for example, someone travels abroad and then the person is doing cleaning. It's not like, I feel like in Ghana, it's not like there's no job or there are no jobs or something. People are looking for specific jobs. So they think you need to wear a suit and tie. You need to work with either the bank, be a doctor, be an engineer, be someone in Ghana to be relevant. And that's the problem. A lot of people that travel abroad does cleaning jobs, construction job, and a lot of these jobs here in the UK. But that's one job they will not do in Ghana. That is because the society have made us to think that you have to do certain jobs to get the respect. So for example, when I was in Ghana, I will catch someone who is probably a nurse or a banker or something. I'm not trying to disrespect their job. God forbid, I will never do that. But then, sometimes I feel like, okay, let's say my shop gives me, let's say, a profit of, let's say, 6,000 or something, Ghana cedis. And then, someone that you know doesn't earn that much will come to the barber shop and start disrespecting you because they feel like you are just a barber. And this is not just with the barbering field, electrician, carpenters, all of this. So let me put it in a whole, skilled work. Ghana, we do not respect skilled work. So people feel ashamed to do skilled work. But I can tell you, being a barber or doing skilled work is one of the best paying jobs in Ghana, and in the worst part, in abroad. Because if you're a skilled worker in the UK or Canada or America, you know what it is now. Yeah, you know. One of the advice that I will give to every single young person in my country, my beloved country, is that if God blesses you in your field of work and you're doing well, people respect you. For example, before I left Ghana, by the grace of God, I was moving with prominent people. Yes, you see me with the same suit and tie that you wear to the office, but I'm a barber. Yes, you don't have to necessarily be what everyone else is doing in order to be successful in life. No, there's too much for you to do in the country Ghana. So if you don't get the opportunity, the right opportunity to travel, please. You know, I the last time I was watching this interview where people were going through the desert, trying to go through Libya, and how they were killed and how their lives was taken. No. I mean, to other countries, yes, because maybe there is no peace, there is war and stuff, so they are trying to leave the country. But if you live in a country like Ghana where there is peace, where there's nothing chasing you, you just have to sit down before a mirror, talk to yourself. What do I want to do? Have a game plan, do it. Even if you want to do it, just start your life and build capacity. The right time will come. So like I said, I started as a barber. I came from the village and I had to travel to the UK even when I was not ready or was not expecting it. So you don't have to go through the desert and hell to travel. And even if you do that and you get to the country, you still have to go and do the very same thing you refuse to do in Ghana.